What up, what up? I want to speak on something real quick. It ain't gonna be too long of a video. Too long of a video. Alright. Oh. Alright. What's going on with y'all? Ooh. Alright, so got the Canada Dry in the background. Alright, so astrology. That's what today's video is on, astrology. You know, life is all about your experience. And I feel like real truth comes from what your experiences have taught you and the rhythm, and you catching the rhythms and cycles of that. You catching something that keeps repeating itself and it comes out to be true. Every time you observe that it was going on, you see that, damn, I'm getting the same outcome. To me, that's real truth. When multiple people from different types of backgrounds, cultures, all types of things, but everybody can, to me, it's just certain life truths that no matter what culture you in or what society or background you come from, it will still remain true. And at the same time too, shout out to my man Q Reeves, your truth can change too. I think that's also one thing about truth. Truths can change, and they're supposed to change because you as a person is supposed to be, expanding as you live life. You know what I'm saying? You're constantly changing. You're constantly, going through these different experiences that, depending on how you deal with them, is shaping you and molding you into, the person you're gonna be. So I know for me, in my experience, it's really been astrology. Like, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Like, I come from a very Christian background. So, all that stuff when I was growing up was looked at demonic, all types of anything that wasn't Christian, it was demonic. But as I got older, jumped off the porch, left the crib, it went and lived my own life, I realized that, nah, man, and like that, but at least for me in my experience, that astrology is real. There's literally been moments in my life where what I'm seeing in the astrology, as far as what planet is and what sign, certain things like that, things have happened. And I'm not giving all the power to the planets right now, but I will say that they are, to me, in my experience, a factor in life because I've seen it play out. And so, a lot of times when people think about astrology, they always put it on a more like, spiritual, not tangible. Like, it's like some type of mysticism, which mysticism to me is very real. But, we live in a world where a lot of times when you're talking about facts, people like it to be tangible. So for me, when I break down spiritual matters, I always like to break it down to the science too, the two S's, spirituality and science. I like to combine them. And so for me, it's like, okay, well, if we know that the brain and the body can be affected by vibrations and frequencies, if you're aware of what our solar system is doing, is what everything is doing in this universe, shout out Nikola Tesla, everything is frequency and vibration 369, you'll realize that, like, everything is affecting you, whether you can see it or not. I think humans only have, I believe it's 3 spectrums of light that we can see on. The damn mantis shrimp can see from 12 spectrums. So to be honest with you, a mantis shrimp is more aware than some of us in a certain aspect, if you want to be honest, because it's able to now tap into more spectrums that we can. But so just for example, so the planets in our solar system, okay, let me break this down all the way first. So when I was finding out, I was like, okay, let me look at the science of planets. I realized that because one day I did a deep dive into the moon, and I didn't realize how much the moon, not only the moon, but how much the moon like protects us from a lot of like like just the chaos and just energies. And I don't even call it chaos, but just the energies that's just literally hurtled at Earth. Like every planet is really hurtling their energy at Earth. I always say that Earth is a stage, life is a stage, and I really feel like you're like playing out all of these planets archetypes on this stage, Earth. You know what I mean? Like it's just like all the planets are beaming their energy on Earth, and it's the moon that really, kind of shields us and kind of protects us from certain, energies that get hit, that certain energies that hit Earth. And so I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like if it wasn't for the moon, we would have bigger tidal waves. The weather would be more chaotic than it already is. So I was like, that's interesting. So we know that, from science, we know that okay, these planets are having an effect on us. So why we can break that down metaphysically and on a spiritual level too, as far as just like, okay, well, if this planet represents this, then there are certain things that happen. I think it's kind of funny now, shout out to everybody who was on astrology before 2012, and I ain't judging, I'm just saying though, it's funny, it's interesting to me now seeing the evolution of our collective consciousness. It's like now everybody says like, oh, it must be a Mercury retrograde. Like it's people saying, oh, it must be a Mercury retrograde and don't even know nothing else about astrology. So you know what I'm saying? So like we are slowly coming to, into the awareness of, okay, these planets are affecting us in some type of degree. And I'm telling y'all, like it done really been times where like I listened to an astrologer and exactly what they said played out before I even heard them. Like if I would have listened to them before I like moved in a certain way, I probably would have got a way better result. I'm so serious. Like it done been that real to me with astrology. And so I'm sitting here thinking to myself like, damn, when you really find out that like you have so many things influencing you that you are unaware of, and that like, it had to take you years, weeks, months, days to finally tap into. To me, that is very dangerous. Like I'm a big believer in knowledge is power, and because it's just like the more knowledge you have, the more you can go about, you can get better results from life. And so with me, it's like the more I get into astrology, the more I live life, man, that shit really like it. When I first tap into that mindset and like I'm just, processing astrology and life, it really made me not want to like go out. I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. It makes me actually want to just like be like on some Count Dracula shit. You just have like a crib in the woods, which is really what I got going on, to be honest. But like a crib, in just straight nature on the high ass mountain, and just be in there and just come out when I know the energy is right. When I know that like the energy is conducive for like the type of day I want to experience, then it's like, okay, I'm coming outside. And that's really how I'm about to move going forward, because I find so much peace a lot of times just being by myself. I love company. I love, people having a good time, but I'm very tailor-made when it comes to the people I want around me. And like I'm even getting to that point with life. Like, cause I'm having a real like, I'm working on my patience. But see, that's the thing. It's like when you know about all these influences that's just affecting, you just being a human, it's certain things sometimes that like where you could be working on shit all day. Like you could be working on, like you could be working on yourself all day, all like this year, everything. And like that Mars going to your, like your first house or your third house. You know what I'm saying? Where it makes you more like, okay, you might be a little bit more aggressive. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Cause I've been on this journey for a minute, just like trying to better myself, trying to, just like, okay, I need to work on that. I need to work on me spazzing out. I need to work on me having more patience. But it's just sometimes where it's just like, you're still a human. So it's like, I feel like it would help out a lot more if, yes, like you add the self evolution and you working on self, but also add into like, okay, this is the energies of today. Because that is a really big thing. Like, I'm becoming so aware of. Like, you will be surprised. Like you never had them days where it's just like, because I feel like at the end of the day, we all go through things in life, but everybody wants to feel good at the end of the day. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, people want to feel good. They want to feel safe. They want to feel secure. And so I feel like even in your darkest, depressing moments, you're still working with yourself to get out of that. Because, I mean, you still woke up. So you still got life. So something can happen. A change can be made, you know what I'm saying, in this day. And so, I was watching this YouTuber, shout out Channel Your Light. She was like, people look at mountains. I think she used the example. I want to make sure I say this correctly. She used the example of two mountains. And she was like, a mountain is nothing more but small, like, pebbles. And it is, like, rocks, these big mountains. Like, it's just nothing but, like, miniature, stones and rocks that came together and just, kept forming. And so I was like, damn, that's true. And when you break it down like that, you can look at a mountain like, oh, it's this big thing. But it's really like, if you just every day you doing little things to like stack up, you know what I'm saying? Like to build your mountain, you're going to be good. You know what I mean? Because it's like, by the time it's like later that month or later that year, you're going to look back and be like, damn, like through them little steps that I made, I created this big, fantastic, masterpiece off of that. So yeah, shout out Channel Your Light for that. I didn't say it exactly like she said it, but it's the same concept. And so I feel like that's how it is with life. It's like through the little things you do, through the little, like you gaining awareness on that, you gaining awareness on this, hopefully some of y'all start, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I ain't saying you gotta be, if you ain't into it, you ain't into it. But I feel like it is a very important thing to like know the energies you're dealing with the day. Like for instance, if you know it's gonna rain, you're gonna bring an umbrella, right? Like you're gonna wear a hoodie. Like you're gonna prepare for that. So how good would it feel when it's like, damn, not only do I know, okay, I prepare myself to, dress for the day and the weather that I'm about to be dealing with. Now I can also do it energetically and mentally too. Okay, bet. Pisces is sun is in Pisces, moon is in Pisces. So I might be very delusional in certain things. I might just want to see what I want to see instead of what actually is, because Pisces represents, dreamlike fantasy. You know what I'm saying? You being in the world you want to be in instead of really like the totality of what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's good and bad to all that. It's good and bad to all the signs. But that's just one example, you know what I mean? Like just certain things, like, because I feel like everybody has those days where you waking up and just like, damn, why I feel like this? Like, why I feel so groggy? Like, why I feel so this? And it could be like you. Don't get me wrong. Like, never neglect yourself. But it also can be too like, okay, yeah, that's why. Moon in my 12th house, opposite, da 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 da. So okay, I'm okay. This is why I'm feeling like this. Let me just honor it. You know what I'm saying? Work on it, and we gonna keep going. Instead of it feeling so like, what did I do wrong? Or like, because I feel like it's so easy to jump into that in today's society. Like when you start feeling bad, it's not too many things to me. Sheesh. I mean, it kind of is now. You got TikTok, you got it's all types of information out here that can kind of like get you out of a funk on some productive shit. But at the same time, to me, it's just like, I like to be aware. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I need to know what's going on in all aspects, in all realms, so that way I can move correctly. Because I don't like feeling like, to me, it's like, what the fuck is a mistake? If the information was out here for me to get, why did I even do that? And I feel like that's what be like, that's my pet peeve with just being a human in the life experience. It's like, wait, so you telling me the information was out here? It's just that, like, I didn't get to it yet? Or I wasn't really made aware of it yet? Oh no, like, I ain't feeling that. Like, I can't have that going on with me. I need to know. I need to know what's up. I need to know. I need to be aware of my internal and my external world. And so I just feel like, yeah, man, try out some astrology, man. I ain't saying you gotta get all, like, deep dive into it, but I feel like it does help. You would want to know, like, it's no different. I'm gonna compare it to the weather again. It's no different. But yeah, as I was saying, because my phone got Human Torch, about to light on fire. But yeah, man, it's no different than you want to know the weather before you come outside, so that way you can prepare yourself for it. It's no different. You know what I mean? I would hate to come outside and it's snowing and I got on shorts and a tank top. Like, what? And I'm about to get the day started. That's how I'm about to move. You know what I mean? Where I could have just looked at the weather, looked on my phone, and just been like, okay, bet. It's no shit. It ain't no different than, like, you about to go somewhere. You about to go, like, you about to go out of town, or you, like, it's no different. Like, you just plan it. It's proper planning. What they say, proper planning stops poor performance or some shit like that. Like, I saw something today. It was like, those who plan something like that. I ain't even gonna do the quote again, but y'all know where I'm getting at. Like, if you're going to Walmart, but it's a motherfucking like, you driving to Walmart, oh damn, now it's a traffic jam. But if you would have, like, looked at the traffic before you even got in the car, or, you know what I'm saying, looked at the GPS before you even, stepped foot in the car, you would have realized, oh, I can just take this way. I can just go this way. I'm not even gonna do that. So to me, it's like, it just creates, like, better results when you really know what's going on. And I feel like sometimes too, you gotta be careful, because it will kind of, like, I feel like I would never get carried away with astrology to the point where it stops me from, well, I ain't gonna lie though. Like, it kind of does though. The more you know, man, the more you don't, you might make a different decision. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that Mercury retrograde be real. I don't know. Like, I would not advise nothing on a Mercury retrograde, because anything on a retrograde, I would not agree to. I'm straight up, because I literally see that shit. I've seen it play out, not only for me, but in other people's lives too. So that's it, man. Much love, man. Peace.